Hello, hello. Thank you so much for being a part of our community here. It is the BTC podcast, back at it again, like we never left. All about meaningful conversations, innovation, creativity, and engagement involving you, your thoughts, and important dialogues that we need to be having. Today's episode is quite special because it centers around something that affects all of us. And that is, of course, the festive season, Remo Festivinyano Nyana. And it's only important that we indulge our experts about road accidents. Because as we know, our statistics tend to go high during this period, Yana. So it is time for us to have those really important conversations. I'm your host. My name is Katie Mulusiwa. You might also know me as Katie, aka Lizoti, aka Lizo Zo. And as mentioned, let me also just introduce and acknowledge our guest who's joining us today from MVA Fund, Re Tatayao Namukakangwe, who is Injury Prevention Manager for Road Safety. That is good afternoon to you, sir, because I mean, go afternoon, kwano, o libileng kana yo re ditseng, e kgona gore bo le evening kana go le phakela, you know. But thank you so much for being on our episode today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Katie?
I am well as well. I mean, I could be better. I think I'm coming down with a flu bug, but hotas, yeah.
Not this time, eh?
Hey, that's the thing. It's not this time. Like, why must it be this time of the year? And I've been doing so well throughout the rest of the year. Only now, ke gona e leng gore, ke borega gore. But anyway, you know, today's conversation, like I mentioned, re bua ka accidents, road traffic accidents, dikotsi tse dikoloi tse di diragalang mo ditseleng tsa rona. But before we do unpack that, let's talk about MVA Fund and what it stands for, what your organization does, and what it's all about.
Okay. Thank you very much, and good afternoon to our viewers.
Yes.
As you said, it may be morning elsewhere, but hey, good day to you guys.
Yes.
I'm from the Motor Vehicle Accident Fund, as we have said. And Motor Vehicle Accident Fund, commonly known as MVA Fund, is a parastatal organization wholly owned by government, non-profit making. And it has been established with the sole mandate of, compensating and rehabilitating those that have been affected by road traffic crashes. I'll explain a bit more about how we do or go about the compensation and rehabilitation of those that have been affected. But over and above that, we have also been tasked with the mandate of promoting road safety. Remember, as they say, prevention is better than cure. So it's better not to be involved in an accident. But of course, if it does happen, then you still have MVA Fund, there for you, depending on how you have been affected by the road traffic crash.
Okay. All right. So we'll talk a little bit more about that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's now talk about statistics we've seen through this period, 2023, 2024.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll start with the year 2023. Last year, from January to the 31st of December 2023, we lost a total of 396 people. That was the statistic for 2023.
Yeah.
As we speak, as at yesterday morning, we have lost 316 people already.
In 2024.
In 2024.
Alone.
316 have gone. And if you compare that with last year this time, and I want to emphasize last year this time because we are still 2 more weeks to go. And those 2 weeks are very critical in that 1 week leads to Christmas. The other one leads to the New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Now, we are at 316, as I said, as at yesterday. And last year this time, we were at 353. So there's a slight reduction in terms of the numbers of fatalities. But speaking about the 2 weeks that I spoke about, last year, this time, I think, like I'm saying, we had 353 lives which were lost this time. But now, take that from the 396 that I said we lost as at the 31st of December. And now I think you're going to get a difference about 46. And indeed, in those 2 weeks that I spoke about, we lost those 46 lives. 1 week, you could lose 24 people. And hakere week, like from Sunday to Sunday,
Yeah.
they will just be concentrated around your Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and you lose 24 people or
E be go nna
pedestrians.
yone beke.
E be nna
Yeah,
yone big.
beke ya teng.
So that's exactly what we saw happening last year. And we really do not want that to repeat itself for the year 2024.
Gosh, when you guys are looking at patterns tsa teng yana, would you say fatalities occur during the first half or the second half of the year from your statistics?
Like I said, we do a comparison on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Week one, the police will send us the report.
Mm.
We will compare that week one with week one for the previous year. So, funny enough, for 2024, by the time we're in like mid-year, June, July, we had seen a reduction of about 50 lives. And this has happened up to like the end of November just this year. Now, go go bontsha gore yaanong re mathata a simologa. Wa utlwa gore gompieno ne ke re 316 compared to 353. Okay? Already the past 2 weeks, we have already lost 24 people. On average per week, we've been losing around 7, 8 people. But now the numbers have risen to about 13 people, 14 people, 15 people
That's a
in a
lot.
week.
Yeah.
So really, the first half of the year will do comparatively, relatively, well. But then as we approach, especially this time, the festive season, then we tend to lose it.
Yeah. According to what you guys know as the experts, what are some of the contributing factors? Why re na le dikotsi tse dikoloi yana ka dipalo tsone tse?
Look, it's a combination of factors, really.
Yeah.
But top of those contributing factors, ke behavior ya rona. I know if you asked anybody, they would say, no, the roads, di na le di-pothole, go na le dikgomo mo tseleng, go na le eng, go na le eng, go na. But when you sit down and do your research, it points to you as the road user, not only the driver. Remember that there's a pedestrian, there's a cyclist, there's a passenger. So wena as the road user, behavior ya gago as you use the road, ke yone e leng gore e contributor to you, either exposing you to a risk of being involved in a road traffic crash. So when I'm talking about behavioral issues, how to speed is a behavioral issue. Look, if a car is parked there, go sena motho mo teng, it won't. I can get dira kotsi.
Yeah.
But ha ke tsenya motho mo teng ke re tsamaya from point A to B. Now there's that person who has to control that car. A kgweetse ka lebelo le le rileng le e leng gore le regulated, as we see the speed signs, di beile, those are there for a reason. Gore ha go te tsamaya ka 80, it's for a reason ya gore o raletse motse, tonki ka nna tswa ka kgomo ntšha o ka nna kopana le mosadi mogolo a tlola tsela at a very slow pace. Now reduce that speed so that you are able to react to any eventuality that may occur. Look, putting on a safety belt, the easiest thing that you can do as a person, as a passenger out tsena mo koloing, go goga seat belt ya la wheel, the easiest thing. But look, ka ko ntle ka kwa, it looks like it's a mammoth of a task. Go tsenya lebanta hela, it's a problem. But what is the risk associated with not putting on a seat belt?
Yep.
Dikotsi tsa rona tse re di bonang ra di classify. Go na le mo e leng gore ke di head-on collisions. Head-on collisions, ha ke bua ka speed, if two vehicles are doing for example 180 kilometers per hour, o tsamaya 180 ke tsamaya 180 e be re thulana, what do you expect? I mean, even if gote koloi e na le airbag, e na le ABS brakes and everything, look, those are ke di-features tse e leng gore di bereka or they will function under normal circumstances when o tsamaya ka speed se se reasonable. Now go na le mo go teng ke di-rollover accidents mo koloi e pitikologang.
Yeah.
And if you're not putting on a safety belt, at that time, it spits you out. Spits you out. There are accidents tse e leng gore ha gongwe ha o tsena ko seding o tla bala batho ba le 4 ba e leng gore gongwe ba kgwetse kwa o mongwe a le ko godimo ga setlhare, and you ask yourself gore yaanong yo o ko godimo ga setlhare o gorogile yang. It's because they were not putting on a safety belt, so nothing restrained him se mo tshwara gore a nne composed kana a nne mo koloing e se ka mo kgola ko ntle. And on this one, I want to appeal to parents, especially as re tsena mo malatsing a maleele a boitapoloso, where we know people are going to be traveling. Parents have got this tendency, some parents, of course, have got this tendency of traveling with their kids ba le ha gare ga di-seat. Bana ba sa tsenngwa mo di-child restraining. That is very, very dangerous because ha o tsamaya ka 180, everybody that's inside that car is traveling at that speed.
Yeah.
And if there's sudden application of the braking system, ngwana yo sa bantiwang is the first to go out. Ha a tswa first point of contact ya gagwe ke windscreen, e mo thuba tlhogo, wa go wela on a hard surface like on a road, do you expect the child to survive? No.
No.
Emma.
Yeah, no, that's very sad. I'm not even enjoying this conversation because I think it's just such a it's very sobering. Yeah, it's super sobering to have this dialogue and now thinking about ish bathong with King. A lot is happening. Yeah, no, as MVA Fund, what have you guys done to assist, especially you mentioned earlier on gona gore la thusa ha motho a emilwe ke kotsi ya koloi. So how exactly do you guys go about assisting? And is it just for Botswana? Is it for everybody? Like, what are the terms and conditions?
Okay. As I said, we're a parastatal, so we
Yeah.
are social security net, if you may. Our services are free and offered to every Motswana,
Hmm.
including those people who are not Botswana but are resident within the country.
Okay.
And also, recover dikotsi tse e leng goreng di diragetse within the borders of the country.
Okay.
So if an accident happens within the borders, it involves, let's say, people who are in transit, maybe from South Africa to Zimbabwe, for example,
Mm.
and they're South African nationals. Once kotsi eo e diragala mo Botswana, re tla ba cover.
Okay.
Okay. But now, going back to your question of how we do it, we have got, I would say, services that we offer depending on how one has been affected by the road traffic crash.
Okay.
To start with, how o tsamaya mo tseleng o fitlhela kotsi e diragetse, mostly what people do is to take out their phones, call the police, call ambulances, and what have you. Now, Ronald MVA Fund, we have an agreement with our private emergency medical service providers.
Mhm.
Gore ga ba reportelwa kotsi, they should go and evacuate the victims tsa kotsi, be ba ba tsaya ba ba isa to the nearest and appropriate health facility. Nearest and appropriate in the sense, e raya gore ga e le gore ke dule ka scratch hela and go na le clinic ya block 6, for
Yeah.
example, e gaufi, I
Yes.
can be taken to that clinic and then dinthonyana tseo bedi ke ka tlhatswiwa those wounds ga e le gore ke a bandage be ke gollwa. But ga e le gore it's a serious injury like your head injury, like your spinal cord injury, you may have to be airlifted to even facilities outside the country. I get it. Re na le agreement eo le bone gore they should do that and then we pay them on your behalf. Remember at that time, Kedi, kana gona nako ya go simolola re go botsa gore a re go ise ko boketeketeng. Because at
Eh,
that time wena
boy on a medical
no,
aid.
no. Tseo ga di apply ko rona. Now we're
Mhm.
about saving lives as soon as we can. And then all these other things tsa gore a ona le medical aid, re tla tla yaanong re ya ko go tsone ko morago. And then ha e le goreng re duetse ha ne medical aid wa gago tshwanetse gore o duele teng.
Mm.
That's when we will talk to your medical aid to say, yeah, me, this cost was supposed to be bared by you. Yaanong itse re ke rona le MVA Fund, and then e be re ka duelana. And then ga re eme go kana ga o tsewa ke rile nearest and appropriate. If that nearest and appropriate facility now is a private facility, go raya gore kana ga o tsena ko teng ba simolola go go charger bolao, everything se o tla bong go se dira, it's a charge. Still, we still have that agreement ya gone le di patela tsontse di private gore they should attend to our people and then they will bill us and then we will pay. This is what we call medical expenses. Thuso ya teng re bitsa re ke yone di-medical expenses, ke yone e
Okay.
coverang evacuation ya gago, bongaka jwa gago. But it goes on further to say, kana ya go covera gape le ha e leng gore jaanong your injuries ke tse e leng gore gongwe they left you with multiple fractures, gongwe you are amputated, o kgaotswe bo maoto, jaanong you are wheelchair bound, maybe because of your spinal cord ga sa tlhole se functiona sentle. We will go to the extent ya gore re go go rekela wheelchair. Mme a re go rekela wheelchair kana kedi o agile ntlo ya gago ga ena rempe e leng gore wheelchair e tsena teng. We will go to your house, modify your house now to allow mobility ya gago on that wheelchair gore o kgone go tsena and maneuver the house. We will even go further to I know you won't believe this. We will even go further to re baakanye kitchen unit ya gago. You know, kitchen unit we dirile gore ga o eme ka dinao stove se at that level, we'll bring it down to the level ya gago ya ga o le mo wheelchair. This is to allow le ba o tshelang le bone gore ba kgone go tswella ba tshela matshelo a bone so that you don't have to have somebody 24 hours by your side a go direla, so long as maybe your upper limbs di kgona go bereka o kgona gore o itirele some of those things.
Yeah.
So that's the medical expenses part. And then we have another service e leng gore yaanong in the case e leng goreng motho o tlhokagetse, and motho o tlhokagetseng for argument's sake e ne e le ene mo re go bitsa re ke breadwinner.
Yeah.
O tlogela your dependents, they may be your spouse, your children. We will continue re tlhokomela bana ba gago re ba support. Madi a teng a bidiwa gote kana service ya teng e bidiwa gote loss of support. we'll support those kids. Re ntsha madi a rileng, re batletse bana bao kana go identify le gore who is the guardian, because in most instances you find that an accident kana a crash e gapa matshelo a both the parents, the father and mother to these kids. And ha go ke bua ka bana ba e leng gore they are still very young. And then you identify, the family will identify a guardian e leng gore madi a tla ba nantshiwa gore a tlhokomele madi a tlhokomele bana ba. And look, ga se madi a pa mantsi a leng gore ga ile gore go no bereka at company X go amogedisa thousands and thousands ga re ka kry-antsha madi a, but o tlantsha madi hala le gore gape a stipulated mo molaong gore do an assessment and then make this offer to have
Okay.
this to help these people to continue with their lives.
Okay.
Em,
Okay. So, if I just was affected or was a victim or a survivor in a car accident, I can also come to MVA Fund gore le nthuseng.
Yes,
Okay.
you can actually. Re santse re na le engwe benefit gape e leng gore ke ya ga motho a tlhokagetse e leng gore re ntsha madi a kana ka 7,500 re a neela ba lolapa bone ba tla bona gore ba dira yang towards phitlho ya motho yo o tlhokagetseng. But it is advisable whenever you have an accident, make sure that you contact our office o kgone go ipulela claim. Ha gongwe the tricky part is that immediately after the accident e diragala o tla be gongwe go tenya ke siame, but in the long run go nna le gore o na le di-complications tse gore they arise as a result of that accident. And ha e le gore yaanong o sa loja claim le rona at the time ya kotsi e diragala go na le mo go teng prescription period wa go tla maybe after the period has prescribed e ra gore ga re kgone go go thusa. So it's advisable gore ga o nna mo kotsing ikgolaganye le MVA Fund, bula that claim, have a file with us so that e ka re ga go tlhokegang gore re go stepa and re go thuse re kgone gore re go thuse.
Okay. No, I like that. And thank you for sharing that information with us. Now, let's talk about high risk groups, according to what you guys have seen on the ground. Yana gore, what are the specific groups that are prone to road accidents, kana, being affected by road accidents? mo ditseleng tsa rona?
Let me put it this way. I'll start with the youth. And by the youth, I'm talking about people aged 19 to 49. Let's take that category as our youth.
Okay.
These are the hardest people, the hardest hit people by our road traffic crashes, especially those that lead to fatalities and serious injuries. Why is that so? We are mobile.
Yeah, of
Highly
course.
mobile.
Of course.
Highly mobile. Ha go tsena festive yana tota yone age category yone ke yone e leng gore ga go te festive o batla go itse monate wa festive, take anybody within that age bracket ke bona ba e leng gore ba itse gore ga go te go December go a December go tewa ka tsela e ntseng yana. But unfortunately, if you flip the coin now, those are the highly affected. And then within that category, we are losing males. We are losing males more than their female counterparts. And sometimes when I say this, it's like batho ba tsaya gore ke raya gore gongwe re ka be re tlhokagalelwa ke bomme ba bantsi. But what I'm saying is that re nna le societal imbalance where we have the statistics tsa rona from the previous census ne di supa gore go na le yone gender imbalance bomme ba
Yes, ba
bantsi
bantsi than
already.
borre.
That now you are losing in every 10 fatalities, you lose 7 males and only 3 females. So we are saying, what is it that we can learn from our female counterparts? What is it that both men are doing good that we can do as men? For a lot of reduce the risk of being involved in road traffic crashes.
Yeah.
Em,
Well, what should we do?
ha.
Or what can we do?
It still goes back to our behavior. I carry the male species, bana leone that macho thing. Driving a big car,
Speeding.
drinking expensive alcohol, speeding, all those things to impress
Rona.
lona. And le lona ga le kgaleme gore a nya metlhe re tla goroga le ga o sa tsamaya ka 200 kilometers per an hour. In fact, you become the motivation in some instances.
Oh.
le
Yeah, okay.
nna di-motivation.
Yeah, mme, but I'm just like,
O tla bo le wena o pegile maoto mo dashboarding.
yeah, no, gonna exciting.
Now I feel I'm the man.
Yeah.
feel
So
I'm
I
the
want to
man.
show you
wanna
what
show- yes.
my car can go up to
Yes.
200.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So ariyeng.
Gape hela le gore a kere ke buile ka gore these are the economically active people. Ba bangwe ba tshwere di-posts tse di rileng tse e leng gore they have really access to kana ba na le madi hela a utlwala. So la e le gore no ntse o nwa mo go sa tageng thata o simolola go tsaya bo nang le sename
Mm.
o
Mm.
paramedic gore wa di pega o tshwanetse
Yeah.
dikakang.
Yes.
But this behavior, ha re ya ko tseleng yaanong, it says something else.
Yeah.
So ke bone batho ba e leng goreng re tshwenyegile thata ka bone kana ke tsone dilo tse e leng gore re tshwenyegile thata ka tsone gore if we could change our behavior towards the way. And then we have pedestrians, this group of people.
Mm.
Ha ke ba ntse ka lesologolo. But look, pedestrians in most instances ba batla go tlogela responsibility ya bone ya safety to my driver. Bo koloi ya mpona. There's
Yes.
nothing like koloi ya mpona.
Yeah.
There's nothing like. Make sure you make eye contact with the driver. Gore a bone gore motho ke o na le intention ya go tlola tsela. Kana gore lo yena o kgone go bona gore nya mme motho o le o ntemogile. Now these days re tsenya di-headset
Mm.
be re walka alongside the road, dikoloi di re tswa ko morago.
Yeah.
But the rule of thumb is that o tshwanetse gore o walk facing oncoming traffic so that you can see and appreciate what's coming your way. Now we don't do that. Crossing the road, re crossa tsela gongwe le gongwe ga re batlang teng.
Mm.
Re na le mathata ka ga mogodisane.
Mm.
We have a serious problem ya di-pedestrians tse di thulang ka ga mogodisane and di thula bosigo. And the reason is that and we have actually gone there to see what's happening. You find that there are two alcohol outlets on the opposite side of the road.
Yeah, that's
Ee.
why.
Ye nngwe
Wa
ka
tona.
ye ka hae e vibe. So
Mm.
being vibe go ra gore go tletse ko teng. So for you to ask go reka go ra gore wa go diega. Ye ka haele ga gona batho ba bantsi ko teng. So what they do is that ba crossa ka ba reka. Again,
A ba boela
ba
kae?
boela ka go go leng vibe teng. But mind you,
Yes.
mo go tsena kana re bua ka o tlola 6 lanes. 6 lanes.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
And in those 6 lanes, now you have batho ba e leng gore bona ga ba tswa ka a bona tsela le 6 lanes and o tla beile mo go mmilone. And we are losing a lot of pedestrians, especially bosigo. At some nka go bitsa ke re ke hotspot
Yeah.
gone mo mogodisane. So these are the kind of things that we are dealing with, especially ha re tla go tsena on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Those are the deadliest days. Then you would want to be on the road. You would not want to be on the road. How it's the same. O kgona gore o dire your risk assessment. Really, how kgona go ka se go tsamaya on those days. O ka dira dilo tse dingwe through other means.
Yeah.
Use those other means.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
What's your take on using cabs versus driving?
It's a culture that we really have to e re tshwanetseng gore re e rotloetse. Look, go na le di-cab, go na le bo Uber, go na le bo InDrive, all this. But problem ya rona ke gore I think we are wired in such a way that ke batla gore ga ke reka ko bareng e be ke patagantse phone le di-key le tshwantla ya gore go bone gore okay, this guy has got the latest phone.
The
Koloi ya
latest car?
kgweetsang, you see. So have you seen when you are sometimes traveling with a friend e le ene mongwe a koloi o bona gore no but mme motho a ko o lekantse and o mo kopa gore no let me be the driver o go bolela no this is my car.
Mm.
This is my car.
Mm.
And this is the person who is going to end up a causa a road traffic crash e kgonang gore e be e kgona gore e bolae batho kana e go ba tseba bang. So behavioral issues, like I'm saying, ke go behavioral. Ha re kane re kare hela re kare I want to go out, have fun with my friends. Kana re ka batla yo e leng gore it's a dedicated driver.
Mm.
Wena
Also,
yes, wena
yeah.
o sober ga
Yeah.
we go hang out with you. Re mo koloing e one ga o tswa kwa ke wena o leng gore you have the responsibility to make sure gore we are going to arrive home safely. But
Yeah.
we don't want to do that. Santse re batla go supa gore no. Machine o kwa me.
What do you recommend for driving in bad weather? Because I obviously have noticed that there's a change in the way that we drive. Ha pula e nele versus ha go le selemo hela kana tsatsi le dule yana. Yeah.
Re ntse re apesitswe ke heat wave gompieno.
Yes.
Now, with this kind of heat, extremely hot, you have to be on the lookout for your tires. Gore a mme di-tire tsa me di babalesegile.
Yeah.
Do you know that di-tire di expire?
Yes.
You have to check on the expiry date ya di-tire tsa gago. Have to check gore a mme di santse di na le tread, a di santse di na le motlhala.
Ha se tamati.
Have to check on pressure ya di-tire in relation to load e koloi e ipegileng. You have to check again gore mme tire e ke e tsenyang ga o ya go reka di-tire. There's information that you have to look for. One of those information ke gore a mme tire ye maximum speed e ka tsamayang ka tire e ke loading capacity ya yone ke pressure ya yone ke sentse gore ga ke sa laisa be ke e pompile bokae. Tire e ka dirisiwa mo weathereng efe a ke re gompieno re na le dikoloi tse re di importang di tla di tswa ko
Yes.
mafatsheng a tsididi di tla ka dithaere tsone tsele. And imagine e ne e tsamaya ko mahatsheng ona a tsididi, and then you bring it this side.
And it's hot.
Kopanya le mogote o ntse.
Yeah.
That's why you have the tire bursts.
Yeah.
Now, ha pula ena gape, it becomes another issue. Kana ha pula ena, mind you, dikoloi tsa rona di tsamaya di ntse di rothisetsa oil mo tseleng. Di na le di-leakage nyana tse di dirang mo tseleng. Ha pula ena, metsi a la kopana le oil, go nna slippery. That is why bona re ha pula ena o drive around town, o bo itlhala le gore nya o mongwe o thutse o mongwe ko morago, o mongwe o thutse ko mongwe. It's because now you have to adjust gore ha pula enele, you keep a safe following distance.
Yes.
In case go ka nna le go nna le a sudden braking, o bo le gore le wena o ka kgona gore o tshware koloi ya gago. So these are some of the things gore tota as the driver o tshwanetse gore wena ke wena o nne alive to what is happening around you, not gore the environment e nne yone go tseelang taolo. Similar le go tshwana dilo tse di tshwanang bo di kana ga re bua ka dilo tse di tshwanang bo dikgomo, presence ya dikgomo mo tseleng. Look, who doesn't know gore ga borone kana the Botswana is made out of meraka, di-settlement eng and ditsela tsa rona they go through that. So dikgomo will always be there. Wena o tshwanetse gore ga o tsena go exercise as much caution as possible to say I'm going to drive at a speed e rileng gore ke kgone go heta area le ene gore e prone to dikgomo ke tla boa ke oketsa lebelo ga ke oketsa lebelo, but ga ke re o le oketsa beyond 120 o ntse o tsamaya ka 120 kilometers per an hour gore o ye go goroga.
Now, with people traveling long distances, because I mean, we're in the festive season, what advice can you share with us, or what are the tips that you would love us to remember when we're on the road during this festive season?
I think I want to encourage badirisi ba tsela gore a re ne re plana mesepele ya rona. As we speak, bana ba dikolo ba tswetse akere you could start with them, or either o ba pega base o ba isa ko magaeng akere. This would then avoid you traveling as the whole family. E be iragala go nna le kotsi, the whole family ya gongwe e be e perisha. Wa bona re ntse. So it requires you to plan for no me how can we be, and also how plan make sure that you have safety at the back of your mind. Batho ba ba tswang ko magaeng a kgakala le ko ba berekelang teng ka ra tle re ba bone re le mo ditseleng ga ba emelela ga ba laisa ntlo yotlhe bolao.
Yeah.
Mme ga gongwe ga go dirisiwe the right car to load those things, le dikoloinyana tse dinyenyane o tlhala e laisitse dilo tse dintsintsintsintsi go a go tsena batho mo teng.
Yeah.
Ga go iragala kotsi ga gongwe ga le bolwa ke impact ya kotsi, le bolwa ke tsone dilo tse le di pegileng tse di ga mo be go sa ipantiwe kore go overloadile. I've seen a Mazda ga te bidiwang Demio.
Yeah.
E pegile batho hela ba ba hetang palo, mme bona gore e pega bokae, e pegile batho ba ba hetang palo. But how a cautioner, people are just excited about going home.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with going home. It's actually exciting, but how is it going to be when that excitement is cut off by a sudden loss of life?
And then where do we find you? Contacts?
Hey, our contacts, Harajwali. I
Yes.
know some companies are
Great. Great.
Officing 3188533 3188533, and then like I said, get onto our Facebook page, and then you can respond.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, sir, for your time and for being a part of our conversation today as you talked about road safety and the need to prevent any accidents happening as we are in the festive season. To you watching or listening, thank you as well for being a part of our conversation. Do engage with us, like, comment, share, and share this with all of your friends and family. Gore le bone ba kgone go nna better drivers and better road users. From myself, KG Mulusiwa, and the rest of the team here at the BTC podcast, we will catch you on the next episode. Cheers for now.